Well, I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds here on day 2 of this incredible conference of the NACC and CCO. That's the National Association of Career Colleges and Career Colleges Ontario, all coming together, sharing ideas. Alex, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us what you do.
For sure. I'm Alex Strauss. I'm president at Mujo Learning Systems. We're a textbook publisher focusing on content that's always changing. So things in the world of business and AI or digital marketing that require constant updating, constant changes, and we create curriculum that schools can adapt to make sure that when students are finishing their content, they're job ready. So a lot of things can change in that time frame, right. And by the time that a program gets approved to a student taking the course, a lot can change. So we're here to bridge that gap and make sure the students can be job ready day one.
Textbooks or courses? How does that?
It's full. We create textbooks, ebooks, but it's a full course pack that we offer schools. So we create all these materials for schools to add, and they can add programs that are really up to the minute and kind of turnkey solutions for them to make sure students have the up-to-date content.
A great offering, right? Because you're so right. I mean, by the time a student starts a course, technology is at play in the background,
for sure.
Right?
Things like social media, you'll go and you'll wake up one day, Twitter changed the name to X, so you need to reflect that in the content and make sure that's ready to go. And we have a structure in place where we can push that through right away, so a student won't have to wait 2 years to have a textbook that includes TikTok or whatever the newest trend is. So we really want to make sure that we bridge that gap.
How do you keep on top of it? Because there's a lot of moving parts.
It takes a lot of subject matter experts, a big writing team, and constant update through the books. So the books are always being worked on, and now we're expanding in the world of AI. We think that's something that's really needed, and how different businesses use AI. So that's our next focus. Again, this requires constant learning and developing of content, for sure.
So when a college buys your program or they sort of start doing business with you, really what they're buying is the benefit of staying up to date, not only for the content.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really a full program that they can choose, or even one title, but what they can count on is that they'll never have to go see if they have to fix a couple things for the content, if it's still up to date. It'll always be ready, and the students will always have something they'll enjoy taking and that will help them get some jobs.
You can imagine what a burden that is lifted off the colleges, because I go back to the areas that we're talking about here are in flux. Yep. Constantly in flux. So you can imagine the burden that puts on the instructor in the college to make sure the students are getting the exact proper information,
for sure.
Right?
Oh, and more than ever, when we started almost 10 years ago in digital marketing, we realized people that were joining the workforce were unqualified. What they learned was really out of date and wasn't what's happening in the field. And now if we can shorten that gap and we can get students to not need complete retraining when they enter the field, that's really what we strive for.
Yeah, and the best part about it is, you're right, it's all about making sure they're ready to go to work right away.
Absolutely.
And the benefit of that is the employer, right?
Exactly. And sometimes really retraining, it takes a lot of resources, and even in the interview, it's sometimes harder to get the job if you can't answer those questions properly. You're still dealing with old information, so bridging that gap and all different contents are facing this struggle now. It's not just digital marketing, so as we're expanding into AI, things like that is just always changing, and you always have to make sure you're up to date.
So you must have a lot of great relationships with colleges already, and so the goal of this particular show is to grow that?
Absolutely, especially in Ontario. We've been in BC, we're growing a lot of schools there, BC in the States as well, but Ontario we also want to focus rest of Canada, so we're pushing and trying to meet a lot of schools here that need new programs, and things like business programs. A lot of them have gotten stale. They still teach things like Excel or Microsoft Office or some things that maybe aren't as useful, and now we're pushing a lot of tools like how to teach human resources with the AI tools, how to teach sales with AI, and we're trying to integrate all those and really revamp what a business program looks like to reflect what's happening in the field right now.
And where is the company based out of?
We're based in Vancouver.
Based in Vancouver.
Yeah.
How many on the team?
We're about 10 people on the team right now.
Wow.
So yeah, we're going, but it's a good field. It's a lot of interesting things and changes all the time.
A lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
Are you having good results here at the show?
Yeah, absolutely. Great show. Is a great organization. So really hats off to everyone here, and it's great to meet everyone. You can see kind of what the needs are in the field, and I think it's very common. A lot of people are facing the same struggle, so it's good to meet people and see that.
An absolute pleasure to be in conversation with you.
Well.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you.